The main aim of the project was to develop a system of validation for the non-formal learning and informal learning of childminders in the hopes of creating pathways to recognise this learning in order to ensure that it becomes qualified and they get qualification at the end of it.
This was something we were really interested in because we really wanted to enhance our knowledge and our expertise in the area of childminding. So that's what motivated us about this particular project.
With the current project that we're running, we have had a range of different activity days, and that also allowed for many of the adults to speak with the local councillors and government officials and kind of air accessibility issues and give a new light to people in politics who would be able to kind of promote that change.
I think the project empowers young people with disability by giving people with disabilities a voice and teaching our clients about advocacy, self-empowerment.
My name is Stephen. I attend the Life Skills programme. I am very passionate about advocacy and human rights. My confidence has really grown. I have become more confident in public speaking since I have been involved with Erasmus.
Our key aim is to try and give a voice to people who wouldn't normally have a voice in media. Part of that is to engage with local community and community groups in a community development way and train people to understand that they can take an ownership on how they're represented and how their voice comes across in media.
The project that we have just finished was called EMAC, Ethical Media for Active Citizenship. And the focus of the project was in some way explore ways that we can integrate diversity and a more inclusive approach to media content production into what we do really in community media.
So our project was called Special Education, Looking at the Whole Child. And the aim of the project was to empower all our teaching staff to provide a more holistic education to our pupils in the school.
Our project was centred around the education of the whole child in special education. However, we turned it around in such a way that our entire school was involved in the project, so it became the whole school project with everybody's education being special and catered for, which leads to the idea of uniqueness and diversity, the inclusion model of special education.
As an organisation, we've also learned a huge amount from managing a project of this kind and from engaging with Léargas, the national agency, about the skills and expertise that are needed to run a project and to manage a project of this kind. So we've learned at multiple levels. It has given us huge benefits.
The single best thing about taking part in the Erasmus Plus programme has to have been the interaction between our clients and staff and being involved in the committee and then getting to see our activity days and getting to see them engage. It's just been amazing to see the growth and the confidence in our clients.
So what I've learned most from this project is that by collaborating with other professionals across other European schools, we can learn so much from each other. And I think that the Erasmus Plus programme is an ideal opportunity for teachers to go out and learn from other schools, from other countries, and bring those best practices home and implement them in their own schools.
Being connected with similar organizations across Europe actually is an amazing experience. First, because it brings you out of the situation where you are a local, small organization, and you are sometimes you feel isolated in the work you do. So really, it re-energizes you in some ways, to see others that are doing the same work that you are doing.
We've always enjoyed working with Léargas. We find them a really nice sort of group to work with and to support us. So it was lovely to be able to have them on the phone when we needed them and ask them in more detail about what we needed. So it just felt like a supportive space and that you weren't left on your own to do your project and and see where things fall. So yeah, it's lovely to work with a group like that.
My biggest learning from this whole experience has to be how important collaboration is. and how important communication is. And I think during the middle of this project, obviously the pandemic hit, and it was never more evident how important effective communication was, and to stay connected outside of meeting, to formulate really good communication systems via Zoom, contact via email, and keep people up to date. So collaboration, I think, was the biggest learning for me in this whole experience. I would say to somebody who's considering getting involved in an Erasmus Plus program to just do it. Go for it. I think it's a really worthwhile experience. They'll never regret it, and they will meet people and develop partnerships and build relationships that could last a lifetime.